Hello, this is Ken. I like making things. Whether it's repainting my figures or making diorama displays, I love making things look awesome. My goal is to elevate my figures so they can shine on my display. Join my DIY venture as I ask myself the same question every week. Can I make it? So I did my first live stream 2 days ago. I spent a few days doing tests and getting all the music and graphics set up. And overall, it went okay. I haven't watched it back yet, so I don't really know what it was like from the audience perspective. For those who watched it, thank you for being there. Hope it wasn't too boring. Oh, okay. Was it that laggy? My Wi-Fi signal isn't the best, and this was the smoothest I could get while being HD. Maybe I'll play with the settings a bit more to see if I can lower the resolution and raise the frame rate higher. Oh boy. Hearing myself talk like this feels so weird. It's like watching myself do a class presentation, while also being in the audience. It is so different talking without the script, especially in the room by myself.
Back to today's video.
Anyway, the goal of the stream was to show my thought process and how I plan and come up with an idea when it comes to making a display. In this case, I wanted to make a Danger Room display for my X-Men figures. I decided not to go with the comic style and base my design more on how it's usually depicted in the X-Men movies. And from this one frame in X-Men 97, I want the display to have that hologram vibe. So this is how I designed it. I deleted a bunch of random squares off a plane and extruded some of those faces to make it appear more three-dimensional. Cause you know, I love 3D things. These extruded polygons will also act as a support so that the walls can stand upright on their own. I'm not gonna go through everything I did, but during the live stream, I was also trying to figure out who to include and who goes where. I started working on some of the hologram pieces the day before the live stream, so that I could do the less tedious stuff live. But for those who witnessed it, it took me forever just to cut out this one single sheet. Normally, cutting and gluing in my room is calming. Struggling in front of a live audience, not so much. For some reason, I thought that this process would be quicker. It's just a bunch of tiny squares. How hard could it be? Not that hard. Except, there are hundreds of squares to cut, fold, and glue. I definitely underestimated the time I needed to do this, and ended up having to do all that after I went live. So here's what happened after the stream. I glued the wall pieces onto an MDF board so that I could reinforce the structure even more. I also added little kickstands on the back. And then I glued the extruded cubes onto the wall to achieve that 3D effect and also make the base wider so that it won't fall forward either. When I was cutting and gluing the individual pieces, I was slightly worried because some of the cubes are warped. Luckily, once they're glued onto the walls, I don't really notice the little imperfections here and there. So, because I didn't know how many of these I needed to make the scene look convincing, I ended up with a few more extra hologram pieces. These took a day to make. But now I'm ready to put everything together to make the Danger Room display. The main thing I don't love about this Sentinel figure is that I can't put it in any sort of action poses without it toppling over. That is actually the main reason why I went with this abstract looking wall, so that I can lean Sentinel's arm against it and keep it balanced without using any glue or stand on the Sentinel. And I can place the hologram effect pieces here and there to make it look like the Sentinel is emerging through the Danger Room. Can't forget this other Sentinel head that I received from Bearded Skull Studios. He 3D prints and paints figure accessories. I have the link to his store in the description box below. Check it out if you want to pick up some accessories. This Danger Room display looks so cool. The Sentinel head and the Sentinel figure are perfect here. The colors go so well together, and the scale worked out really nicely too. Despite the limited posability, I was able to capture some really epic looking shots of the Sentinels. If you asked me what I could do with just the Sentinel a few weeks back, I would have said not much. But once I got the Sentinel head from Bearded Skull Studios, my brain just started coming up with all these ideas. Being able to bring ideas to life and overcoming obstacles is such an indescribable, satisfying feeling. Sometimes the solution's very simple. Other times, I just gotta think outside the box a bit, and come up with a plan B and improvise as I go. And for some reason, things always seem to work out in the end. Actually, I don't want to jinx it yet. I still have to figure out how to make Storm, Jean, and Rogue fly. But that's for another day. I know my plan was to do an X-Men Danger Room display, but I ran out of time. It is already Saturday. I don't want to rush the X-Men display by just placing all the X-Men on ground level. It'll be too crowded and not very dynamic. I want to somehow elevate Storm, Rogue, Jean, and Nightcrawler, though that'll take another day or two to do. So I'll leave it like this for today, which is already pretty awesome as a Sentinel display. I'll let these two shine for a bit before the X-Men beat them up. What do you think? Do you like what I've done? Does the Danger Room look like a Danger Room? Let me know down below. And for those who were there during the live stream, how did that go? I'm thinking maybe I'll do the rest of the display live. I am so close to finishing this animated X-Men series. I've done all the cell shading on the figures. I just need to end it by putting them in a nice display. I'd like to go back to live action figures again. It's been a few months. I hope I haven't gone rusty and lost all my painting skills. Gotta make sure I can still paint normal faces. So until then, stay inspired and I'll see you next week. Or live. I can make it, so can you.